Hi, my name is Sandra Taylor, and I'm currently attending Liberty University, and I'm doing my interpersonal communication project. Next slide. In the introduction, I'm going to do identify an overarching goal and define enlarging the conversation, background and behavioral blend, defining potential barriers, identifying noise pollutions and solutions, and an action plan. Next slide. I'm going to start with interpersonal communication. The definition is a subset of communication that happens when people involved talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence of the personal. This type of communication can take place in families, between friends, during an argument, in business situations, and also in the classroom. Next slide. There are 6 features of communicating, and one is meaning. Humans live in the world of meaning, and communication is the process. Choice. All communication involves choices. Culture. Culture and communication are intertwined. Ethnicity, gender, age, social class, and sexual orientation always affect communication. Identities. All communication involves negotiating identities or selves. Conversation. The most influential communication events are conversations. Nexting. The most important single communication skill is nexting. What can I help to happen next? Next slide. My overarching goal is to be an effective listener and hear the person's story to the end without interrupting. That way they won't lose their train of thought. Continue to be patient, kind, and genuine, and they will feel comfortable to open up more, and to always demonstrate empathy for others. Next slide. Enlarging the conversation is being able to have a conversation that involves emphatic listening, nonverbal communication, and self-disclosure, which is hard for a lot of people to do, but with training skills, it can be done. Next slide. This is my background. I am a 45-year-old African-American female raised in a 2-parent home. I was born in Chicago, Illinois, and raised in Jackson, Mississippi. I am the mother of 2 children. My son is 24 in the military. My daughter is 15 in high school. I have a bachelor's degree in social work, and I am currently in the Human Service Counseling Program at Liberty University. Being raised with 8 children, you may think that it was a lot of noise and running, but it was quite different. Our household was very quiet. We didn't go outside a whole lot, and my mother, she was kind of strict, so that's determined a part of my personality trait, which makes me cautious and careful, because we were always quiet, clean, and careful at home. So Carbonell's model of human behavior is the DICS. It's a personality. It explains our personality, whether you're active or outgoing, task-oriented, people-oriented, passive, reserved. D is you're going to be directing, driving, demanding, dominating, determined, and decisive. I, you're going to be inspiring, influencing, interactive, impressing, interested in people. S, your personality will be steady, stable, shy, and submissive. C, cautious, competent, and compliant. What is expected of me is S and C, which is passive, people-oriented, and passive, task-oriented. What I am is CIS, passive, task-oriented, active, people-oriented, and passive, people-oriented, according to Carbonell with a uniquely you profile. Next slide. My positive behavioral blend, I like to do things right. I'm not aggressive or pushy. I enjoy large and small crowds. good with people and prefer quality, like to interact with others, which is good when it comes to interpersonal communication with clients or family or friends. I prefer peace and harmony, and I'm capable of doing great things through people, but need to be more assertive. My negative behavior blend is I need to be more assertive. I may rub people the wrong way, being critical. That's something I learned about myself during my personality assessment. Need to be more decisive and direct, which would help me with in my professional and personal life. And need to be a risk taker, which is always good sometimes. Next slide. Potential barriers are barriers that lead to communication becoming distorted, causing confusion and misunderstandings. Some of the potential barriers that I chose were nonverbal cues such as body movement. Do not sit with your arms folded. Maintain a relaxed and approachable stance to welcome the speaker, and a forward lean is interpreted as being more involved. Facial expressions. Do not listen to the speaker with facial frowns. Welcome the speaker with a warm smile. Proximity or space. Do not sit too close to the speaker. They may feel you are invading their personal space. Keep a distance that may be comfortable for the speaker to open up more. Next slide. Potential barriers. Another one is the use of jargon, which is using special words or expressions that are difficult to understand. Try to use words that the receiver will understand. Distractions are another barrier. Whether it's at an office or at a client's home, try to meet in a quiet area for privacy. Next slide. Internal noise pollution will be internal distractions that are things people do internally to build barriers that prevent them from listening effective. And external distractions are sights, sounds, and other stimuli that draws people's attention away from the message. Next slide. Some examples I chose were fatigue, perception, reception, attention, and biased listening. Next slide. The solution for fatigue would be to listen at level 1 and process the information, and listen at level 2 to make sure you aren't missing information that you may need. Solution for perception is to be an effective listener, provide support, and assist in talking through the problem. Solution for biased listening would be to keep an open mind and not let our past experiences filter through a present situation. Next slide. Examples of external noise pollution would be the ringing of electronics such as your cell phone, the radio, or loud TV. Views outside, activity, or scenery. Talker not speaking loudly enough or whispering. Next slide. The solution for the cell phone and loud radio or TV is to turn it down or turn it completely off. The solution for outside views would be to concentrate and focus on what's being said. The solution for the talker not speaking loud enough or whispering would be to ask the speaker to speak louder. Next slide. My action plan is I will continue to find ways to be a good communicator. Keep in mind not to be judgmental. Continue to be an effective listener. I will always ask for clarification if I'm not clear during the conversation. And I will always be mindful of the barriers that might close the lines of communication. That's the end of my interpersonal communication project, and I hope you enjoy it.